Welcome to a typical suburban street. Welcome to Surbiton. Welcome to the Suburban Loft. The house was designed for a design competition in 2019. Entitled Spanning Suburbia, it was led by the RBA Journal. The competition was sponsored by IG Lintels. The brief was to rethink suburban living by designing a house to meet the needs and aspirations of a new generation of suburban family. This is a house for Tom and Margot. Tom grew up in Copenhagen. Margot was from Barcelona. They met in Paris and moved to London 10 years ago. Both working for tech companies in the city, they've been living in their Shoreditch loft for the last 6 years. They love living in a vibrant, creative part of the city where they can walk to work. The long hours in their day jobs offset by gallery openings, gin bars and artisan coffee houses at weekends. But they feel they are ready for a longer commute. They wanted space. They wanted a garden, a place to relax and grow their own food. They were tired of having to blow up the inflatable bed when they had family or friends visiting, or booking Ubers for Margot's parents when they'd had too much wine over dinner and they visited and stayed at the Hoxton down the road. Why Surbiton? The answer has been the same for many people over the years. It's 17 minutes from Waterloo. It's a cosmopolitan suburb, leafy tree-lined streets with large plots and individual detached houses. It's rare to see two identical houses on the same road. The Suburban Loft is a response to its context, a response to suburban Surbiton, but it's also a response to the memories and the dreams and aspirations of its clients. It is a house for Tom and Margot. Our proposal explores the architecture of a typical street in Surbiton. The houses were mainly constructed in the first half of the 20th century, predominantly mocking the Tudor or the arts and crafts era. The houses have been extended and remodelled many times, and whilst all being detached, filled their plot width with little breathing space, whilst providing large gardens with mature trees and a few modern luxuries. Around 15% of the houses in the part of the street we studied had swimming pools. The Suburban Loft explores the sense of suburban luxury that its neighbours almost celebrate. It draws on the aspirations of past generations of city workers, escaping the city for a new lifestyle, but wanting to continue with their daily working routine in the capital. Spatially, the brief for the house is simple: 3 bedrooms, a place to work from home, and some nice living space. But it steps beyond that and considers the lifestyle it can offer, the dreams it could fulfill. It is a deliberate essay, in many ways, in the desire for suburbia, but reimagined for the 21st century. But most of all, it's intended to be a home, a place you would want to live, a place Tom and Margot would want to live. Our design appropriates and updates the familiar language of suburban architecture. Traditional red brickwork and detailing, asymmetrical composition and massing, the oversized full-arched entrance, and feature bullseye windows. The design industrialises the materials and details, inspired by the memory of the Shoreditch loft Tom and Margot are leaving behind. The red brick of the arts and craft house finds its industrial, factory heritage. The leaded windows become delicate grids of Crittall windows. The suburban mock Tudor aesthetic has been reimagined in steel and polycarbonate. The suburban house becomes a detached loft conversion in a garden of mature trees. Tom and Margot also wanted some space to be creative. Margot wanted to explore the abstract painting she did in her spare time at university. Tom's grandfather had a workshop in his backyard when he was growing up. It was one of Tom's earliest childhood memories, watching his grandfather at the lathe making bowls and lampstands or pieces of furniture. Tom wanted some space to try his hand at this as well. The oversized bullseye window in the garden elevation connects the primary living spaces to the outside world. The internal living space at ground floor flows around an internal winter garden courtyard, bringing light and lush planting to the heart of the home. On the upper floor, a small study nestles behind the bullseye window in the main facade. And on the top floor, a place to escape. An estate agent would call it the master suite. To Tom and Margot, it was their little piece of California, the little piece of case study house, nestling in the rooftops. Wake up in the morning, pull back the bedclothes, slide open the door, and dip into the pool. We hope you've enjoyed your tour of the Suburban Loft. In addition to the house, we've also designed a lot of the furniture you've seen today, specifically for Tom and Margot. So thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this little glimpse of the Suburban Loft. And maybe it's made you think about the future and the nature of suburban living. If you'd like to learn more or would like your own suburban loft, the contact details are on the screen. Thank you.